our players of our trivia game. So we got them coming in. Our guests are going to be, and let me actually get my paperwork ready for Tony Trivia. Eva Heinemann going to be joining us, the producer and host of the long-running show High Drama on both Manhattan Neighborhood Network, and also you can watch her stuff on YouTube. We have Robert Viagas, former managing editor of this website I've never heard of. It's Playboy.com. Playboy. No, it's Playbill.com, but he's also the author of Good Morning Olive, about ghosts in the theater, and Right This Way, a history, there we go, a history, I'll say it slowly, a history of the audience in theater. Yes, Robert, looking good, Robert. You're just such a handsome dude. And then we also have another handsome dude, David Sheward. He is the theater critic for TotalTheater.com, CulturalDaily.com, and TheaterLife.com. And he also has the blog, The David Desk. How are you all doing? Oh, Robert, you need to unmute. How are you all doing?
Fine. I'm doing fine.
We're theater people. We're not morning people.
Oh, well, Eva, you look great too. And by the way, thank you for joining us on Shabbos. This is it's very special for me that you will do that. You will break every law of the 613 laws in the Bible. You're breaking 28 of them just to be here. So I appreciate that.
Although I'm a Shagitz,
yes.
I'm married to a Jewish woman, and I belong to a temple, and so I was Shabbos goy for the entire temple. So if there's anything you need me to do, you have a Shabbos goy right here. Like turn on the light.
Yeah, right. That's exactly it, David. He if somebody needs any work done or physical stuff done, a light switch, turn on the oven to heat up the goodies after the ceremony and stuff. Yeah, Robert does that. So, Robert, you get 5 extra points in the quiz just for being this.
I haven't done anything yet, though.
So, what?
I haven't done anything yet.
He's having a mug. He's having a mug of tea, coffee. What is that, David?
Chewing something.
Oh, tea. It's just tea.
Tea. He's like you. He drinks tea. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us on this Tony broadcast. Before we even get to anything, real quick, which show for each of you was your favorite on or off Broadway of the whole season? We'll start with Eva. Ladies first. Pressure. I know that's sexist.
No pressure.
Yeah, Eva.
Oh well, the Broadway. I mean, it's just like Operation Mincemeat, maybe Happy Ending, and a picture of Dorian Gray. And A Dead Outlaw is there from last year. But oh my gosh.
Okay. David Sheward, we're going alphabetically now. Yeah.
Oh, let me think a minute. I really liked, I'm going to pick something weird that not everybody picks. Off-Broadway, I really liked a play called The Antiquities by Jordan Harrison. Which was at Playwrights Horizons, which was really different and weird and strange, and it was about artificial intelligence taking over and destroying the world. But it was fascinating. And on Broadway, I liked a lot. But I'm really going to be corny and say I really like Stranger Things because it was so amazing, and I'm shocked that Stephen Daldry was not nominated for direction. And Justin Martin, who was the co-director.
Now, Robert Viagas, you're a Tony voter, I think, still, right? You're on the.
Yes, I am.
No, it was for 26 years.
Yeah,
but
26 years. I'm a Tony voter, yeah.
Oh, David Sheward is.
I'm still a Tony voter, yeah.
Well, yay. Robert, though, what was your favorite on or off Broadway of this season? Because you still go to everything, yeah.
I still do, and I have to say I'm going to go a little corny also. I really liked Smash. I liked all the inside theater jokes. I'm sorry. They cracked the joke about Merrily We Roll Along, and I'm sure that for the general public, that just goes, but I laughed my head off. I also really liked maybe Happy Ending. I thought that was a lovely show. And among plays, I liked Eureka Day. I thought Eureka Day really, there's a lot of things that they're now doing in the dramas that are really grappling with the real world, the world that we live in. And I think they did a great job with that. So I'm a little at odds with the others, but those are the shows that I really enjoyed. And Smash wasn't even nominated for a Tony. So,
Eureka Day is nominated for Revival.
Yes,
It
that's
was an
right.
off-Broadway show a couple of
That's
years
right.
ago. And they're brought up for revival. I don't know if it's going to win for revival, but and when I hear Robert talk about that, he was one of the people who helped shape the internet by being at playbill.com fairly early in the, like by now, was it
I founded
94?
Playbill.com. I founded Playbill.com because when I was a teenager, I didn't understand why they didn't put theater news on the front page of the newspaper every day. And I decided that someday I'd like to start a newspaper that will put theater on the front page every friggin' day.
Mhm.
And the internet finally gave me an opportunity to do that.
Uh-huh.
And the idea of Eureka Day is the funniest scene, for me, the best scene in the show has to do with the internet of social media and people posting and zooming and things going crazy. It's a hysterical scene. So I think it kind of comes home for you, Robert, as being one of the, as you said, the founder of Playbill.com. Anyway, I am the founder of this ridiculous quiz that we're going to do, which is a Tony-related trivia quiz. You're all... All our guests, Robert and Eva and David, are competing against each other. So the first thing I'm going to do, how am I going to do this? It's 5 rounds of 3 questions per round. And we do have a couple of tiebreaker questions in case all of you get everything, which is very possible.
They're all theater people, yeah.
Now, to start the game, I'm going to ask again.
Tell them that David is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all times in the game.
When we were doing our Today Yesterday quiz, David Sheward, kind of like 80% of the time he was, but this is not the Today Yesterday. It's a little different. It's Tony Trivia.
David is a god, and we all have to acknowledge that.
We do. As a Shabbos goy, he is the person that the Jews pray to when you turn the lights on. But I'm going to ask Eva.
Temple Bethel.
Eva, could you pick a number from 1 to 6, please?
5.
5. And then alphabetically. David, what number would you choose?
3.
David, 3. And Robert?
1.
Robert, 1. I'm going to ask my darling and adorable wife to toss this cube, which came up at 2. So hold on. This takes more time than the whole rest of the quiz. 3. David Sheward, you get to choose. Do you want to be first, second, or third?
Oh, I'll go first. Why not?
Wow. All right. Could you kindly roll again? And we have a 4. Okay, could you roll again, please? 3 again. Could you roll again, please? 3 again. Could you roll again, please? 4. This will go on a while. 6. No, keep going. Leslie will give me a 6. Oh, we have a 1. 1. Robert, do you want to be second or third?
I'll be third.
Third. So Eva, you get to. That's the order we're going to go in. It's going to be David, Eva, and then Robert in our round-to-round thing. So David Sheward.
Huh?
Each question is.
Eva, you look great.
Yeah, that should look good. I love that dress.
I love that dress too.
I should wear that dress. I think I would love it. Each question is worth 2 points. If you get the question, you get the 2 points. If you miss the question, the next contestant gets to try and answer it for the points. You don't lose any points if you get anything wrong. But we only have 2 shots. If the second person gets the question wrong, it's a dead question, and then we move on. Are you all ready for the trivia quiz? Here we go. David Sheward.
Yes.
On March 25th, 1973, the 27th Tonys were held at Broadway's Imperial Theater. Among the best musical nominees was This Tuner by Peter Stone, Julie Stein, and Bob Merrill, adapted from a Billy Wilder movie comedy. Name the show.
Sugar.
Say that again.
Sugar.
Oh, what a sweet answer that is. That's 2 points for David Sheward. And of course, and we all know what sugar.
Give him the...
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to do the. There we go. And everybody together, what was Sugar based on?
I'm like it hot.
Something hot.
Something Like It Hot, which ended up being its own show. Robert, you were going to say?
I was going to sing, doing it for sugar. I'm only doing it for sugar. I get no points for that. And in fact, I lose some points for my voice.
Well, but David Sheward does get 2 points to start us off. Well done. That's going to be essentially the level of difficulty. For you guys, some of these are like no-brainers. We got people watching who don't know theater who'll be like, ah. And in fact, I wouldn't know most of these anyway. Our next question, though, goes to Eva Heinemann, host of High Drama. You ready, Eva?
Probably not, but go ahead.
Well, at the sorry?
I'm
At
telling
the
you,
se-
Robert, get ready because I'm not going to get it right. I'm very
maybe,
bad.
maybe.
Never know.
At the 17th Tony Awards in 1963, the award for Best Stage Technician went to Solly Pernick. That's not the end. I'm not going to ask that. The Best Stage Technician went to Solly Pernick, who worked on this Irving Berlin musical, all about a politician with both family problems and Cold War problems. Eva, name that tuner.
Oh gosh. Oh, I just see a scene from it. I can't. Is it of the I Sing?
Is that your final answer, Eva Heinemann? I'm afraid it is not of the icing. So, Eva, that is not the correct answer. Don't say it, whoever. Robert now gets a chance to steal the question and gets the points. I'll read it, a part of it again. So, best technician Solly Pernick worked on this 1963 Irving Berlin musical about a politician with both family problems and Cold War problems. Name that tuner.
Mr. President. And it had Irving Berlin's rock song in it. He wrote a rock. He wrote from the turn of the 20th century, and he even wrote a rock song in that, the Washington Twist.
Is it any good? I haven't heard that cast album. So, oh no.
I do know, Anita Gillette had a song called "She Played the President's Daughter," and she had a song called "The Secret Service Makes Me Nervous."
Yes.
Well, that's very Berlin. That's so Berlin. So
And more today than ever.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a tie game so far between David Sheward and Robert Viagas with 2 points each. Eva, so many more questions to go. But now we go directly to Robert because you stole the last question, but you do get the next question officially on our feed. So here we go.
This is your chance. This is your chance to take it back. Okay. When I blow it, you get to.
Actually, when you blow it, David gets the next.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
here we go. Robert Viagas,
Yes.
Tony Award ceremony number 37 was held June 5th, 1983 at the Gershwin Theater. It was a big night for Cats and for this year's Lifetime Achievement winner Harvey Fierstein and his Best Play winning Torch Song Trilogy. I think you hit the wrong... What? Oh, Cats. Okay, I get it. Cats.
Harvey
Other
sounded
play...
not that bad.
We don't have a... Here's the question, though. Torch Song Trilogy won, but other play nominees that night included Night Mother and David Hare's Plenty, as well as Angels Fall, a transfer from Off-Broadway Circle Repertory Theater written by this three-time Tony nominee. Name that playwright.
All right. I know the playwright. I've been to his house, and I'm having a senior moment, which is not good for this. He wrote Hotel Baltimore. He wrote so many shows. All right, I'm going to have to pass because it's just not coming out of my head.
You know who it is, but
I'm
the
going to say
name is...
Wilson, but that's not his name.
Well, I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm going to say Wilson, but that's not who it is.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, it's going to be my final answer, and I'm probably going to be wrong.
I think we need the first name because there is another.
Yes, it's not August Wilson.
Okay.
Right. Okay. But the thing is, Robert, I can give you 1 out of 2 points because you are partially correct.
Oh, okay.
So Robert gets 1 point for that. However, David Sheward gets to do the other, the rest, which is
Lanford Wilson.
Lanford Wilson.
Lanford Wilson. David Sheward gets a point.
That's the
too.
part I can't remember.
But now, Robert, I have to ask you. And you were in his house. What were you doing in his house?
I had written a extremely positive review of a show of his that was done at the White Barn Theater in Connecticut, and he called me up and he said, "I'd like you to come over." He was translating a play at that time, and again, I'm blanking on what the play was, but he had gotten all the translations of it was a Russian play. He'd gotten all the translations, and I had a copy of Stark Young's translation of this play. He said he hadn't been able to find it. He said, "Bring it when you come." And so I spent the day there, and it was very
Wow, how
with
nice.
Lanford, by the way. He said, "Call me Lanford," and
you've never forgotten it,
no,
except right 2 minutes ago. Anyway, so here's where we stand. We still have a tie game now. We have a tie.
Three Sisters was the play that he was translating, and Stark. Yeah, he did not have Stark Young's translation. He wanted to see all the translations.
Being in the right place at the right time.
I still own Stark Young's translation. So anyway.
So thank you. Yeah, thank you for the story, Robert Viagas. We have awarded you that 1 point for getting the name partially right, which ties you with David Sheward at 3 each in our trivia game. We move on to round 2 with our next question, which goes directly now to David Sheward. Okay. So, David, you ready?
Yes.
At the 47th Tony Awards, the Regional Theater Tony went to this West Coast theater located on the campus of the University of California, San Diego, and currently headed by Christopher Ashley. Name that theater.
San Diego, the Old Globe?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
No, that is not correct. It is not the Old Globe Theater. So, the question now goes directly to Eva Heinemann, who can get 2 points. I'll read it again. Regional Theater Tony at the 47th Tony Awards went to this West Coast theater located on the campus of the University of California, San Diego, and currently headed by Christopher Ashley. Name that theater.
I have no idea. I'm terrible at these sort of things. All I could think of it, no, it's wrong. It's Berkeley.
I didn't hear it.
Berkeley Rep.
Oh, Berkeley Rep. Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I just can't think.
No, sorry. We have this screaming possum to say. I'm afraid that question is off the charts now. The answer is La Jolla Playhouse.
I didn't get a chance. I was going to say La Jolla.
I'm sorry. I told you the question dies after 2.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. So we got a mix on that one.
Drove up and down the highway there looking because they were told the name was written and they were looking for La Jolla, and they couldn't find La Jolla because they're from the East Coast. Well,
they had a Holly La Jolla Christmas, I'll tell you that. But that's terrible. Our next question goes directly to Eva Heinemann, though. So Eva, you're still down by 3, but if you get this, you get 2 points. Here we go. It is 1978, and the combined age of the Tony-winning Best Actor and Actress in a Play for this year is 132. That is because the actress is 69-year-old Jessica Tandy in The Gin Game. The actor is a 63-year-old veteran who later on would co-star in the aforementioned Angels Fall, also a revival of The Iceman Cometh, and the original Prelude to a Kiss. Name that geezer.
Could you do the beginning of the question again?
Sure. That's another game show. Name that geezer.
It's on the old game show. It's 1978. So best actor and actress in a play. Okay.
Over your question.
Jessica Tandy is one of them. The other is a 63-year-old actor, acting veteran who later on, after that, would co-star in Angels Fall, a revival of Iceman Cometh, and the original Prelude to a Kiss. Name this actor.
Could you say the year? I did not hear the...
Well, actually, it doesn't. Well, 1978.
All right.
I'm not mentioning the... Well, I can't say that, but okay.
Yeah, that would be a giveaway.
Oh, my God, and I love that. I love that play. I mean, Craig Lucas, it was a circle, but I know everything about it, but it's not coming in my head. And I know it's not, geez. Is he 63 now?
No, he was 63 in 1978.
Oh, okay. I'm wrong. I'm just going to make up names. I'm going to give 0. I'm going for 0 for this whole thing. I'm going to say Austin Pendleton, which is ridiculous.
Oh, We got to mention Austin Pendleton we try and have an Austin Pendleton alert in every show. I actually saw him at the theater when I was in New York a week ago. But anyway, even no. So this now goes to Robert Viagas. You look like you're poised to steal by saying who is the geezer that we're talking about.
Barnard Hughes.
Say it again.
Barnard Hughes.
And the answer to that is da. Yes, that was actually the show he was in 1978. Barnard Hughes is the correct answer. Robert Viagas gets 2 more points to take the lead. Yes,
Shortest title of any show that won a Tony Award.
Oh, that makes Are there any shorter titles of any shows that ran on Broadway? 2 letters or 1 letter? I don't know.
What about people?
Probably.
Letter?
Well, Avenue Q was not.
I asked what the longest title was of a show that won the Tony Award.
Oh, Dad, Poor Dad, or what was it?
The Persecution
and Assassination of Marauders under the inmates of Clarendon under the direction of the Marquis de Sade.
There we go. Pater Weiss's delightful show. Actually, anyway, they should revive that. We have one more question in this second round, and it goes now directly to Robert Viagas, who is already in the
lead. Lanford. No.
That's the bonus.
Now, my wife will like this question because I'm mentioning her favorite person.
Except the one you asked me.
Here we go.
Try again.
My right Assad, and this is my left Assad.
Oh.
Talk about a persecution complex. All right, here we go. Robert, in 1968, Angela Lansbury and Peter Ustinov hosted the 22nd Tony Awards. Colleen Dewhurst, who a few years later would have her greatest role in a revival of A Moon for the Misbegotten, is here nominated for a different O'Neill play. It's one that O'Neill never finished and never wanted produced, and it concerns a man trisected among his wife, his mother, and capitalism. Name that drama.
Karl Marx, Das Kapital.
Is it? Touch of the Poet.
Is it Touch of? Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, Robert Viagas taking some poetic license there, but I'm afraid that is not correct, Robert. I'm so sorry. You don't get the 2 points. David is looking like he's on the catbird seat. So this was 1968. Colleen Dewhurst was in an O'Neill play, but not A Touch of the Poet. And it wasn't her later triumph in A Moon for the Misbegotten. What? She's nominated for this O'Neill play. David, do you know it?
Yes. It is the sequel to A Touch of the Poet, More Stately Mansions.
More Stately Mansions. It is well stated in a stately way, David Sheward, which means you have now tied Robert Viagas. We have a tie game. Woo! Don't know why I did that.
I'm a mere mortal.
And David is the GOAT. It's no question. We move on to round. Oh, I know. Well, then where does Eva fall? Eva
is the Mickey character.
Mickey Sudo. That's right. She's our Mickey Sudo in our July 4th Tony Trivia hot dog eating extravaganza.
Did you show them the prize? Show them the prize.
Oh, here's her prize. David, do you want to say something?
Me?
Yeah, you were waving your pencil.
I wanted to tell something related to that Tony Award thing, which is now, can I use the C word here? It begins with a C and it's something.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, at Colleen Dewhurst's memorial service.
Oh, yes.
Maureen Stapleton was speaking, and there was Helen Hayes and Zoe Caldwell and all that. And she told the story when both she and Colleen Dewhurst were nominated for the Tony, and they thought one of them, they were in a limo headed towards the Tonys, and they were talking about, if I win, I'm going to say this, and if you win, I'm going to say this. Maureen Stapleton was nominated for Plaza Suite. Dewhurst was nominated for More Stately Mansions. They were both sure they were going to win. And then Maureen Stapleton says at this funeral, and she points to Zoe Caldwell and says, and this Australian cunt won.
Yes! Wow. Yeah, and I've used that phrase so many times in my life, and
And Helen Hayes is going, what did Maureen say? What'd she say?
and she asked Isabel Stevenson, who's anyway. Let's move on to. Oh, by the way, who that was David Sheward. So David gets.
Now it's my turn. I haven't had the question yet. My monologue.
He did the catch up.
Right. Well, that was the end of round 2.
That was right. That was I said.
I got it wrong. He got it wrong.
Now it's me.
Yeah. The question starts with David in round 3, but I forgot to give you your extra 2 points there because you are in the lead, unless I'm greatly mistaken. Which you have 7 points. So go for it, Dave. Now, David Sheward, this question is for you.
I'm ready.
At the 42nd Tony Awards held June 5th, 1988 at the Minskoff, Barry Harmon and Keith Herman snag a Tony nomination for this show, which brackets 2 essentially unrelated one-act musicals. Act 1 is set in 19th century Vienna. Act 2 in the Hamptons. Both acts star Alison Fraser and Scott Bakula. Do I even have to finish the question? Name that show, David Sheward.
Romance.
Yes, it is Romance. Good job, David. David Sheward, not quite running away with the game yet, but it's getting scary. He's got 9 points already. Or is it 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 points? Robert Viagas has 5. Eva, you have a chance now to get on the board. Are you ready, Eva?
I'm going to be Paul Lynde and just get them all.
Just say funny stuff. Be Charlie Weaver. Here we go.
Yes.
The day, April 13th, 1958, the Waldorf Astoria hosted the 12th Tonys. Miss Helen Hayes took acting honors for Time Remembered, beating out the likes of Jo Van Fleet, Mary Urey, and this Oscar-winning English actress nominated for originating the role of Josie Hogan in Eugene O'Neill's A Moon for the Misbegotten. Name her.
The only English actress I can think of at the moment is Rosemary Harris. So I'm going to go with Rosemary Harris and give it to Robert. Rosemary's not the right answer. I'm sorry. So, Robert, you do have a chance to steal this question. Who was the Tony nominee that
the other nominees?
Oh, the other?
Off the top of my head.
It was Jo Van Fleet, Mary Urey, Helen Hayes won. You are looking for the other nominee who originated Josie Hogan in A Moon for the Misbegotten.
I'm going to pass. I do not know the answer. I'm not going to pretend.
Ooh.
Okay. The question is dead.
And also no points. Wendy Hiller.
That is correct. David Sheward. The actress is Wendy Hiller, probably best known for appearing in Pygmalion in the film version before everybody knew My Fair Lady.
And she won her Oscar for Separate Tables.
There we go. Yeah. Let's just make this a David Sheward. No, Robert, you're up there, man. You're up there. And Eva, you still can get on the board. We have more questions. So to finish the third, Eva.
Rosemary Harris's name does begin with an H. So I got that part right.
We can give Eva 1/8 of a point for getting the letter right. No. The last question in the round goes directly to Robert. So Robert, you can build up your points here in second place. Last year's Tony Awards saw a Best Direction nomination for Broadway newcomer Whitney White. She got the nod for staging this play all about West African immigrants in a Harlem salon. Name that comedy.
It was Jaja's. I was going to say hair salon, but that's part of the question.
Or I need a.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I think I'm going to have to stay at 5. It's Jaja something or other.
And the answer is partially. Hold on. Is partially because I can give Robert 1 point there.
I don't know.
Which is cool. So we move though. Eva Heinemann. Do you know? Wait. What? Sorry.
It's that way to me.
Does it? I'm sorry, David. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
I know this one.
It figures. Yeah.
Jaja, Jaja. however you want to pronounce it, Jaja's African Hair Braiding.
There we go.
By Jocelyn Bio. Correct. David Sheward gets and deserves. I'm sorry, I skipped the patterning. I got wrong here, but David Sheward with one more point at 10. Robert Viagas picking up a point also. So Robert has 6. So 10-6. Eva still hoping to get on the board as we move to our penultimate round in the trivia pro.
Show them the prize, honey. Show them the prize.
Oh, yeah, the medal, yes.
Yeah. Exciting, huh?
We call it the plastic. It's really not.
Did you get that from a cruise ship or something?
What does it say? It actually says something on here. What does it say? It says made in China.
Oh, did you pay the tariff on that?
You paid the tariff, right?
Oh, yeah, it's good. It's the real thing. It's good. By the way, you're watching the Dave's Gone By Broadway special live on this Saturday, June 7th, 2025, our 986th episode of the program. It's 11 o'clock Eastern Time. I forgot my little happy hunting horn. We're in the 4th round of our trivia quiz featuring Eva Heinemann, David Sheward, and Robert Viagas. So we start again with David Sheward, who can build on his lead with this question. Well, we just talked about Whitney White. Speaking of women named White, choreographer Ona White was nominated in 1968 for her work on this film-based musical about a free-spirited hooker who was played on film and on stage by Melina Mercouri. Name that show.
Oh, well, the movie was never on a Sunday, but the musical was Ilya Darling.
Is that your final answer? Yeah. It's the David Sheward Show, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more points. I'm thrilled that you're getting this. I just want you a tight game. But hey, the game's not over.
Oh, I also want that when we were on Angels Fall, the Lanford Wilson play. That was the first show I ever saw when I moved to New York in 1980.
Wow! Oh my gosh! Wait, where were you before New York?
Philadelphia.
Oh, cool.
I went to college in Philadelphia, and then when I graduated, I moved here. And that was either the first or the second. Plenty was at the Public, and they both, and Angels Fall was at the Old Circle Rep, which is now a pizza restaurant or something.
Yeah. Way to bring us down, David. Yeah, but no.
They both moved to Broadway.
Yeah. So, David Sheward, by the way, getting Ilya Darling, 2 points for David. Congratulations on that. And you're right, it was based on the 1960 Jules Dassin movie, Never on Sunday. And I saw some nods from you guys, too. So, let's see, though. Our next contestant is Eva Heinemann. Eva can go for 2 points here. I'm sorry, you seem to be getting some of the toughies here. Here's a multiple choice for you. At the 11th Tony Awards in 1957, Rex Harrison won leading actor in a musical for My Fair Lady. He had 2 other competitors. Which of these was not one of the other nominees? Okay, it's a multiple choice. Was not one of the other nominees. Don Amici in Goldilocks, Robert Weedy in The Most Happy Fella, Fernando Lamas in Happy Hunting.
Do you give a booby prize? I'm the only one here with boobies.
So much for Carrie Purcell's feminism chat. Okay, no, but you have a shot. You have a 1 out of 3 shot, no matter what.
I'm going to say Fernando Lamas because Happy Hunting didn't do very well there. So,
is that your final answer?
Appreciate it. So I'm going to go. Yeah, what the heck.
I'm sorry, Eva. You got hunted down and shot down on that one. So the question goes directly to Robert Viagas, who was the other nominee in the year that Rex Harrison won leading.
The scream is at the Merman.
It's a belty kind of a scream. So, Robert, the year in 1957 that Rex Harrison won for My Fair Lady had 2 other nominees. Were they Don Amici in Goldilocks or Robert Weedy in Most Happy Fella?
Amici.
Is that your final answer?
My final answer.
And Robert gets on the board with 2 points. Don Amici, the show that he was in, Goldilocks, was the next year, was 1958, and he wasn't nominated anyway. So good job, Robert. Robert getting more points on the board. He now has.
That was pretty easy.
That was
No offense, Eva.
They're not going to. Robert Weedy would not have been not nominated. So that was pretty. It was a pretty.
That show, Goldilocks, as he was
Live, so I don't know.
It was a prequel. It was a prequel, actually, to Fiddler on the Roof about Tevye's wife.
Goldilocks the doors because the Russians come in, they break everything. No, all right, here we go. We have our 12, 13, 14. Oh, no, we still have one more in the round. That means we have Robert, you get this question directly. Oh, my goodness. So this could heat up if you get this right.
Dave,
are you ready?
You ready? Okay, go ahead. Hit me.
Anton Coppola, uncle of Francis Ford Coppola, was probably best known as a conductor and a composer for classical music and opera. But he also spent some years in the Broadway pit. In fact, in 1963, he was nominated for his musical direction of This Tuner, set in an Italian restaurant and featuring songs like Signora Pandolfi and A Camminare. Name that show.
Bravo, Giovanni.
Bravo, Robert Viagas! 2 points to you. Oh boy, this is tightening up. This is exciting. We have 2, 4, 6, 8. Robert with 10 points. David Sheward, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Holy cow. Yeah. This is 1 point difference here.
I have 10.
No, Robert has 10 and David Sheward has 11. Unbelievable. Oh, okay. This is exciting. We got one more round now. This is the final round, unless we need tiebreakers.
By the way, the composer of Bravo Giovanni was nominated for Best Score, but Stephen Sondheim was not nominated for A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
Classic. And do you know who wrote the book for Bravo Giovanni? I didn't realize this. Ronnie Graham.
Anna Graham.
Yeah. Anyway, we begin with David Sheward. So, David, you've got to protect your lead here. Okay. It's just a 1-point lead.
All right.
One of the new faces of 1962, this actress and singer won a 1969 Tony Award as Best Supporting Actress in a Musical for playing Marge in Promises, Promises. Name this performer who would go on to a long TV career in shows like It's a Living and Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman.
Marion Mercer.
Is that your final answer, David Sheward?
Yes.
David Sheward, the GOAT! It was indeed Marion Mercer. David has 2 more points on the board, opening up the lead again. Oh boy, these last couple of questions are going to be decisive. So, Eva, this one's for you. Oh, let me make sure I wrote this down. Here we go. Eva, though reviews were mixed, and it never found an audience, this 2022 tuner received 10 Tony nominations but took home just 1 for Best Actress Joaquina Kalukango. Name this musical set in 1863 New York.
Oh, it's a Stephen Foster musical. Oh my God, what was it called? Gosh. Oh, I actually know this one. I mean, it's actually...
That's why trivia games are so... I know it that way. I know it, right? Yeah.
Robert, I bet you're so happy you come after me because you might just beat David. And David, if my sister was here, she would have wiped the floor with you because we're opposites. And my sister is a ringer with this sort of thing. I'm going to say... Because I actually saw it off Broadway at the Cell first, and they changed it completely. And I'm just going to say Paradise Alley, even though I know that's wrong.
Is that your final answer, Eva Heinemann? Paradise Alley. All right, Eva Heinemann. Well, before I mention something, Robert, that is not the correct answer per se. So, Robert Viagas, the question kind of goes to you. 2022 tuner, 10 Tony nominations, 1 for Best Actress, Joaquina Kalukango. Can you name this New York-based set musical?
Paradise Square, but she should get 1 point for the
She is
Paradise.
getting 1 point. I want to intimate that. But yes, Eva Heinemann on the board. Robert Viagas picking up a point. Well done. Well done. Congratulations. Mazel tov to Eva. Mazel tov, of course, also to Robert. And now we come to our final question of the game. And I think it's still close enough. I haven't counted up yet whether it's going to be a tie thing or here. But this question does go directly to well, no, Robert picked up the thing. Whose question was that? This goes to Robert. Robert.
This question, so it goes now to Robert directly.
Wow. Okay, this is big. This is big. No pressure. Robert, at the 1962 Tonys.
I'm bigger now.
Yeah, look at you, my goodness. Looming over us, Walter Matthau won the best.
Tell me the year. Tell me the year.
I'm sorry, 1962.
62.
Walter Matthau won a Best Supporting Actor trophy for this comedy mystery, in which he co-starred with Julie Harris and William Shatner. 2 years later, in the movie version, Shatner was replaced by a comedy star for whom the material was basically rewritten. Name that play and the Blake Edwards film.
The World of Susie Wong.
Is that your final answer?
It's my final answer.
I'm afraid
Got it,
that's
Dave.
wrong. No, that is not correct. So, David Sheward, you can really, Gesundheit, you can see, you already, I think, sealed the victory, but now you can double seal it. 1962 Tony, Walter Matthau won Best Supporting Actor trophy for a comedy mystery. He was in there with Julie Harris and William Shatner. They made a movie of it 2 years later. Shatner was replaced by a big comedy star who, and the material was rewritten for this person. Name the play and the Blake Edwards film.
A Shot in the Dark.
Bing bang! Yes, David Sheward, the winner of that question. It was A Shot in the Dark. And does everybody know what the movie? Sorry?
Deserved.
Star was Peter Sellers.
Right. And the character Inspector Clouseau. Instead of what had been Magistrate Paul Sévigné, or Sévigné. I don't know the actual play, but the film was one of my dad's favorite comedies. Anyway, we have a winner. Dum da dum 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 da dum. I shouldn't.
Thank you.
I don't think I should sing either. But ladies and gentlemen, here on the Dave's Gone By Tony Broadway special, David Sheward. So, some big applause for him. Also in second place, though, and doing very, very, very well, Robert Viagas, and then Eva Heinemann. Let's very quickly again, what are you guys looking forward to in the upcoming Broadway season?
Oh, there are a lot of very interesting shows coming up. There's a play off Broadway at the Mitzi Newhouse that was a big hit in London called Kyoto, about the Kyoto Climate Conference. That sounds very interesting. And on Broadway, there's a show called Punch, Manhattan Theatre Club is doing, which was also a big hit in London, that about a guy who assaults someone on the street in self-defense, and it alters his life, but it's the direction is supposed to be really interesting.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
And Robert and Eva, any thoughts on what you're excited about seeing soon?
Queen of Versailles, I'd say. I want to see if he's going to be able to pull it off. He seems like he's only writing one show every 20 years now, but I want to see how they do. They've gotten some great reviews out of town, and so that's the musical that I'm most looking forward to. They're doing Oedipus on Broadway, and I'm always fascinated by the fact that these Greek plays that were written 24 centuries ago still have such an incredible amount of power when they have a good translation. So I would say that is one that I'm really looking forward to as well.
Do they know who's starring as Oedipus? I haven't heard about this. Who?
Know that the one who's in all the movies with Mike Lee is playing the female lead. I forget her name.
Oh, okay. I like her though. I think I know who you're saying. See, don't give me trivia. Now, Eva, I'm gonna flip the question on you because one of the nice things about you and your show, High Drama, is that you pay attention to off Broadway. So I want to ask you, what was your favorite, like, way off show of the whole past season?
You know, that was my favorite. Just I like surprises. So I went to Rockaway Theater Company, which I've never heard of. It's in Fort Tilden. There's no transportation. Thank God for Access-A-Ride, so I could go there. And I saw this play from this professor in Utah called The Value. And it was one of these like suspenseful, theater stealing a painting kind of gone bad, but maybe not gone bad. It was so good. It's like, oh my gosh, a theater I never heard of, a playwright who never come to New York. And it was like, wow, in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I had to cross two bridges and it took an hour to get there.
Well, and by the way, I want to say also, it's so great to see Eva here because you had a hell of a year this year. She mentions Access-A-Ride in terms of getting. How are you?
Oh, it's fantastic. I got a replacement knee surgery. And I'm telling everybody, because I got to warn them, the pain is insane for 3 weeks. I mean, insane, worse than childbirth. But then afterwards, you can walk. You can go down the stairs two at a time. It's amazing. So, yeah. So
I have a titanium knee as well, and that's exactly right. You have to go through agony, but it is so worth it. It is so completely worth it.
Wow. Oh, I'm thrilled for both. I did not know that about you.
Well, guess what David gets is winning the show.
And David had his thing. He was hit by a car a couple of years ago, and he recovered from that. So we all have our things. But here's the things that these folks have. First of all, we've got Eva Heinemann, her show, High Drama. Look for it on YouTube. Look for it on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. We have David Sheward. Please read his theater reviews on culturaldaily.com, theaterlife.com, and, of course, totaltheater.com, and check his blog, The David Desk. David, you want to say something about your stuff or what you're working on? Or?
The reviews are also, I'm putting them on the blog as well.
Oh, they're on the blog also, The David Desk. And Robert Viagas got to hold up those books. You've been working on a book that isn't theater related, which bothers me a lot. Well, you've got Right This Way about the audiences and Good Morning.
Right This Way and Good Morning Olive. But I am currently working on a update of At This Theater, which is going to come out in 2026, covering the last 15 years. And so I have had to write plot summaries of 785 shows.
Wow.
I thought that was going to be enough research to beat even David Sheward, but he is the GOAT. So
he is the GOAT, but you are all greatest of, you're gods, greatest of Dave's gone by. So there it is. Thank you so much for joining us in the neighborhood on our very special Broadway show.
Honored to be on a panel with these great people.
Wonderful folks. Wonderful. I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. Thank you. Have a wonderful season, and we'll see you next year in the neighborhood.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.